Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Marilyn Darling Show, and welcome to another episode of an ink review. Today we're looking at a black ink with some green shimmer. Troublemaker. If I can have some focus. Troublemaker Polar Light. Thanks go out to whomever sent me the sample for this review. I really appreciate it. Today's pen will be using the Noodler's Conrad with a Fountain Pen Revolution Ultra Flex nib. Here is our comparison panel, and if we look very closely we can see that it sparkles. And down here we can see that it has some green shimmer, which is very nice. Has a very unique looking texture to it. And here is our ink swatch. A water resistance test shows that I might not want to use this on the outside of an envelope for fear it may smear away. Here is our ink painting. Has very Aurora Borealis vibes going on, aka the polar lights. And here is our toilet paper chromatography. There seems to be like a pinkish vibe with some peach and black and green and even just a hint of blue in some places. So this is definitely very Aurora Borealis-like. Okay, let's do some paper review, shall we? This is the Pen and Gear Memo book from Walmart.com. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. Nice shimmer, no feathering. A little bit of ghosting. Lightweight Traveler's Notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, a little bit of ghosting though. Super lightweight Traveler's Notebook paper. Nice shimmer, no feathering, normal amount of ghosting. Moleskin 70 GSM. Feather like a chicken, bled through the page. Fabriano Eco Qua 85 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Ayush 100 GSM paper. No feathering, no bleeding, barely any ghosting. .52 GSM Tomaway River. No feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. This is the Jot Journal from the Dollar Tree. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. This is Nemosity 80 GSM Dock Red. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford Optic paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Alexa, stop. A little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Clairefontaine 90 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, but a little tiny bit of ghosting. Lamy Booklet 90 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Exceed 100 100 GSM heavyweight paper from Walmart.com. No feathering, no bleeding, only a little bit of ghosting. Unison Composition Book 2022. No feather, barely any feathering, and only a little bit of bleeding and a little bit of ghosting. Up and Up wide rolled notebook paper from Target.com. No feathering, no bleeding, and just a little bit of ghosting. True Red Composition Book, Staples.com. No feathering, little tiny bit of bleeding, and only a little bit of ghosting. The Nanami 7 Seas 68 GSM Tomoe River. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. No bleeding, no ghosting. Rhodium Dot Pad 80 GSM. No feathering, no bleeding, and barely any ghosting. Buffet handmade paper from Italy. It is feathering just a little bit, but barely any bleeding and barely any ghosting. U-Style notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, and only a heavy ghosting. CVS Caliber notebook paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no bleeding, no ghosting. Oxford optic paper. No feathering, no bleeding, no ghosting. Mead wide rolled notebook paper. A little bit of feathering, a little bit of bleeding, a little bit of ghosting. Mead 5-star notebook paper. Barely any feathering, barely any bleeding, and barely any ghosting. HP Premium 32-pound copy paper. A little bit of spread, but no bleeding, no ghosting. JNB Copper Plate Graph Pad from JohnNeilBooks.com. No feathering. Little bit of ghosting, little bit of bleeding, little bit of ghosting. Original Crown Mill 100 GSM paper. Little bit of spread, but no bleeding, no ghosting. Okay, let's do a comparison panel. This is definitely a black ink. Alright. Let's see. Uh-oh. Why does this feel okay? There. That's better. This is definitely a black ink. So we're going to look at some black inks. This is Troublemaker Polar Light. Polar Lights. Plural. This is Next Tube, Papier Plume, Bootlegger's Scarlet Letter, Noodler's Brexit, Diamond Winter Miracle, Diamond Deck the Halls, Private Reserve, Ebony Purple, Diamond Solar Storm, Ackerman Deep Dune Water Blau, Carter Vintage Black, Noodler's Polar Black, Noodler's Borealis Black, Diatramentus Document Black, Diatramentus Archive Black, Genhao Black, Lamy Black, Pilot Black, Malta Verde Onyx, Krishna black, Twisby black, Pelican Edelstein onyx, Parker Quake black, Private Reserve velvet black, Andurilium common loon black, MMD Starry Night, Freedom of the Starry Skies black, Diamine Matthew, Noodler's X Feather, Robert Oster Schwartz Rose, Pilot Oroshizuku Takasume, Penbibius 346, Tasha Yukio Ao Murasaki, Diamine Sees the Night, Penbibius 270, Robert Oster of Black Violet, Bakersfield Food Color Black, and Wearing Gall Shooting at the Moon. Well, what did you guys think of today's ink? Are you guys looking for a black ink with some green shimmer? Let me know in the comment section below. That is all for today. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like, comment, subscribe. Ring the little bell. Make sure it's set to all so when I upload new content, YouTube notifies you. And I will be back very soon with another video. So, take care until then. Okay, love you, bye. Have a great day.